What is the name of the program? Yes, Climate and Conservation Fellowship Program. What is the difference between a one-day workshop? एक दिन का workshop और 5 दिन का fellowship program में difference क्या है?
So expensive, plus you get to create more impact, you get to learn more, you get to do more.
5 दिन यहाँ पे 4-5 दिन का training लेने के बाद you have to do something. So about the follow-ups and all, my colleagues will be telling you about. But I'll give you a brief history about it. ये program जो हम लोग चालू किया था, like we started it around 15 years back. It's a 15-year-old program. So our target is, this Youth Climate and Conservation Fellowship Program is to enhance and give you an opportunity to discover and rediscover your own intrinsic talent. IUCN, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, एक strategy बनाया है. Like that strategy was made around 5 years back. They said nature for all. इसका पहले क्या होता था? In all the conferences related to climate conservation, it used to be a gathering of only scientifically inclined people. Only the wildlife biologists are coming. At some point of time, they have actually taken the ownership of conservation. जब भी वाइल्ड लाइफ को बचाना है, हम लोग को ही बचाना है, वाइल्ड लाइफ बायोलॉजिस्ट. Others can do nothing. But for conservation, हम लोग को कम्युनिटी से भी मेंबर्स को चाहिए. We need storytellers also. Don't you feel? We need musicians. We need people who are good in research. So the first thing that we are going to harness is, we are going to show you how to harness your own talents, right? Your own abilities. Everyone sitting over here can do something significant for environment.
At Assam Investment Advisory Society, we very closely work with the communities, the forest fringe communities. So, Sonitpur district, where you have come for this program, so this is one of our, you can say like one of our major project areas where AIS has been implementing this forest fringe tree model. तो पीछे जो हमने वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है empowering forest fringe community since 2010. So 2010 was the year when AIS was established.
She joined, like the teachers have joined this time, like for the cohort. She came as a participant, but remember what I said, that this fellowship program demands that you learn something and you go back and implement some ideas. And DBS South Bangalore has been some of the team from DBS South Bangalore, all the cohorts. They have been one of the most engaging participants of the YCCFP program. And Somaliland played a very important role in being an integral part of it. And it is because of our follow-up and the hard work of the students from DBS South Bangalore that she has not only been selected as a, like I'll tell you about my organization a bit later on. Like I run this organization called Wild Roots. It's a very small organization, but this is the only organization in India which is funded by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, the Commission for Education and Communication.
Associated with teaching field from past almost 19 years, and from past almost 15 years I had an assumption that okay, the way I teach it's wrong, okay, and however the institutions are running, they are all right. And I kind of accepted my way that okay, I was wrong and they were right. But when I got to work with Wildwoods, and then after all, like I was associated with like IUCN and like Nature for All, I first time realized that okay, as a teacher, we have a lot to function beyond the classroom. And it will be very offensive from my side if I take all the credit, because all the credit goes to my students, because we all need to understand as an educator and teacher, because we become teacher or educator because of the students.
My student in Maria's Public School in Assam, and she's a very simple personality, standing in front of you, always with a smile. But she's one of the first students from India to represent India in the Students' Climate and Conservation Congress in the US. So in the US, she was in class 8, 10, class 10, Siddhant, another student, and Vailina, 2015. Like we had gone to the SC3 program, the Students' Climate and Conservation Congress, which is organized by the US Fish and Wildlife and the government of US. So that was a mega festival and a conference that happened, and Vailina and Siddhant had given a case study based on what are the conservation practices in India that needs to be enhanced, like from a regional level, and their presentation was appreciated.
I think if you stay with him, you'll learn a lot, and you'll also explore yourself and also the environment around you, and you'll know what is there within you, and you'll grow.
By the way, I'm not a teacher. So I'm like a learner like all of you, as Shomali said. And in fact, I'll just narrate a small story. Yesterday while coming by the bus, I'm not going to point the person to you. I got a fantastic idea. Okay, the idea was, and I was listening to the conversation. सुन रहा, okay, तो लड़का, okay, they were discussing कि भाई serial killers, क्यों अपना victims को graveyard के अंदर नहीं छुपाते? I said, what a brilliant idea. Obviously, किसी को मार तो graveyard में रख. So I also learned. So I'm not pointing out. So, and Vishwajit, I think it has been a fantastic opportunity working with Vishwajit. I'm an engineer. My life journey so far has been learning. I'm an engineer. I did my civil engineering. Then I suddenly thought that let me do something else, and I did a master's in computer science. Okay, and I shifted to IT. But also, as Vishwajit also told, we all have our hidden, I think, passion and talent. And it took me almost 20 years to understand that aquarium that I started building when I was a class 1 student, because my mother, they were all ponds near where we used to stay, and I used to invariably go towards the ponds. And my mother used to feel that I will drown. But I have to go to the pond because I have to collect. So what my father, brilliant guy that he was, he's no more unfortunately, he thought that let me give an aquarium to him so that he stays within the house and keeps the fish there. That's how my love for fish and aquarium started. And then I got introduced to a Japanese gentleman by the name Takashi Amano. Again, you see how life's journey changes. He used to be a professional cyclist. In Japan, you can be a professional cyclist. Then he got into nature photography. Then he said, okay, I'm seeing such beautiful thing. Can I get that idea and can I build a replica of it within aquarium? And that's how the concept of nature aquarium was formed.
Something about these individuals standing over here as student coordinators. They also started their journey like you, the journey of empowerment. Some of them have joined new, and they are having this experience of being the coordinators as a new candidate. But most of them have been associated with some kind of leadership duties. This is a student learning centric program. You have to learn from the student coordinators as well. Right? The reason why they are standing over here is unique. They have contributed at least through some journeys. Okay? So I welcome all of you. Aditi, Inle, Skanda, Ashvi, Pinakshi, Yuvraj and Arjun. They are going to be the student coordinators, but see, student coordinators are actually not the bosses, but among them, like this time we have nominated Kashmi as the head of the student coordinators, because your job is to track what the other student coordinators are doing and report it to us. 10 years back, ये आदमी लोगों का दिमाग में भी नहीं था climate change क्या है. But now everyone is talking about it. Do you think climate change is the problem? Like very recently, like if you have seen some Instagram posts and also कहाँ पे दिखाया गया है बहुत जगह में, it has a pulse every 26 seconds. It's like the heart. The earth also has the pulse.
Was the catalyst for why we are here today. In the era of 1970s, where, to put it frankly, in a very sad state of affairs, the bourgeoisie class, or the highest class of individuals, were sitting together in the Cadillac, came to a conference room, sat down and discussed about climate. That was it. But then a few protests were being put up by the youth as a symbol of defiance against the highest of classes. And that started with this protest, where people dressed up and put out their defiance against lead being used in fuel for cars. And why is this important? Because this protest acted like a catalyst for the most historic convention on environment, which is the 1972 Stockholm Convention of the United Nations.
So I would like to ask all of you guys that what are the consequences that can be developed if the organizations or any actions don't involve the participation of the youth? Any consequences?
The youth know much better about the future, so the policies which are made right now won't be able to fit this future scenario.
And our topic for today's presentation is the role of indigenous and community practices in conservation.
Climate change is an economical choice for many people as well. Many people would want to do something sustainable, but maybe they don't have the income capacity to do it. Right? So whenever we are thinking about solutions, how do we think from an interconnected approach? I think that's something that I would like to take. I would like to say to you while you are thinking about all these projects.
This can actually not work in a city like it works at the rural level, because the approach at the rural level is comparatively really more regular rather than the urban areas. In urban areas, it's actually more occasional, like all the projects that we
natural dye to make different clothes as well as some decorative items. So the leftover or waste materials she is using this to create this little what you can say like a craft or art. So her message is, so she also knows how to use extract color from the nature and use it for their for decoration or cloth making, and that's how without using chemicals it is helping, we are not contaminating the water, and also we are increasing our it increases our knowledge about the plants as well as the other herbs and plants from where you can get those colors. So that way we are connected with nature, and this practice is also helping conserving our local resources.
So this app, suppose the bird which is calling right now, right? This is a common myna. So you go to the alphabetic index, you type myna. You'll get the identification of that, right? This is how the bird looks like. If you tap on it, this is the name, and the scientific name is written over here.
You cannot see these plants in normal areas and even also in wild areas. तो हमने ये प्लांट्स कलेक्ट किया है, तो सब लेयर का अंदर जो फ्रेश फ्लोर होता है, फ्रेश फ्लोर में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होता है, मॉस होता है, फंगी होता है, और ये आपका जो छोटे छोटे बहुत ऑर्नामेंटल प्लांट्स, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ऑर्नामेंटल प्लांट्स हम लोग का जो घर में जो इंडोर प्लांट्स होता है ना, तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कहाँ से आया, तो रेन फॉरेस्ट के अंदर से आया, हम लोग लाके इसको घर में लगा दिया।
quality. It refers to how clean the air is and how void it is of pollutants like PM2, which is particulate matter 2, and these rules are still being implemented right now. So they already have implemented it for 4 years, which is a really long period of time. And also the regulation policies in India, it's very weak. We need to have safer environmental laws that can help protect our nature.
Ecosystem. You want to learn something about it. And I'll also add, I'd like to cover something where you can also create certain models to study it in your homes and schools. Okay? So I'm going to talk about aquatic ecosystems, and this is what is called, please understand that whenever you do and study, this is called a systems thinking. Vishwajit talked about how do you design a project. Whenever you're designing the system, you have to think about 3 things. The structure, the dynamics. There is a system, there is a structure of it, and there is a dynamics. What is meant by dynamics? So we see a lot of components and they interact with each other. The problem with us human is that we do not understand this interconnectedness, and that's what actually leads us to sometimes without understanding harming them, because we don't understand the interconnectedness, because that's not visible. जो प्लांट का रूट्स अभी जो माइक्रोब्स जो सॉइल में है, आई टॉक्ड अबाउट एरोबिक बैक्टीरिया व्हिच इज मोर पावरफुल टू कन्वर्ट वेस्ट, दे नीड ऑक्सीजन. अभी ऑक्सीजन जाएगा कैसे?
Your money to buy expensive popcorns. आप लोग जब मूवी थिएटर में जाते हो 500 goes only to buy popcorns, right? 500 तो कुछ भी नहीं, उससे ज़्यादा एक खर्चा हो जाता है. बट अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ अभी आपको खर्चा नहीं करना है, विदाउट इवन स्पेंडिंग अ सिंगल पेनी, कुछ भी बिना खर्चा किए आपको एक प्रोडक्ट हाथ में मिलेगा, वो भी हैंडमेड, तो कैसा फील होगा? To talk about SDGs, ESDs and other aspects of developing an action plan in a way you're supposed to develop it. But हम लोग जब एक काम करने जाते हैं, हम लोग जब ग्राउंड में उतरते हैं, तो हम लोगों को कुछ सिचुएशंस ऐसे मिलते हैं जिसको हम लोग ओवरलुक नहीं कर सकते. तो these are the pointers which are very very important for the teachers and the students. दोनों के लिए समझने के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आप एक एक्शन प्लान को इम्प्लीमेंट कैसे कर सकते हो. पड़ेगी आपको एक प्रॉपर टाइमलाइन बनाना पड़ेगा कि हाँ मैं आज इधर से प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ तो मुझे 6 महीने के अंदर ये होना है या 3 मंथ्स के अंदर ये होना है, तभी मुझे जाके जो मेरा डिमांडेड रिजल्ट और आउटकम होना है दैट आई कैन सी.
Countries like Vanuatu, Maldives, Tuvalu, they're sinking. Indigenous tribes in the Amazon are being displaced. And worst of all, the rich get honey, but the poor get stung by bees.
First of all, what do you guys understand by the word desert? You guys want to raise hands? Desert.
A barren land.
A barren land.
A barren land with little to no vegetation.
If there's an ecosystem somewhere, there'll be the predators, there'll be the prey, there'll be the plants, there'll be the scavengers, and all of these together can live on their own. So each species can sustain itself without any other species help. So, in that type of context, what kind of ecosystems are there in the world?
Whenever we are trying to do something new, there will be a lot of forces that will be hindrances in your path. You think about an action plan, you'll find there will be a lot of constraints that will come from the management of the school. Your batchmates won't take you seriously. When you go and tell them about the experiences that you've had from this program, some of them will say, we want to go back. Next time, please take us along. But there will be a lot of people the majority of them who's going to say, "इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है?" So whenever you face these situations in your life, you first have to feel important about yourself. It's the self that matters. Life has never been a smooth ride for us. Think about all these situations that you might have faced. Think about all the situations which have made you think you cannot excel, you cannot achieve success. I want you all to think about all these moments. Close your eyes. The pencil should always touch the page. The idea is not to leave the contact. Think about all the challenging situations that might have occurred in your life. Think about those moments when people were forcing you to think there's nothing in you that can make a significant difference in the world. Devashish Bodagai sir, who's a range officer of Nameri National Park. For giving us your time, your precious time, because he's super busy and he's there with us. So we'll listen from him first, just a few words, and then we'll felicitate. But first, Kashmir is going to felicitate Devashish sir.
So good evening, everybody. Good evening. Let me first introduce myself. I am Devashish Bodagai, Range Forest Officer of Nameri National Park and Tiger Reserve. So what do you want to listen from me? Okay, fine. So I'm starting from the beginning of Nameri. So Nameri was declared as wildlife sanctuary in 1985. Before that, what was there? So before that, it was a reserve forest. It was a part of two reserve forests. One reserve forest is called as Naudwa Reserve Forest, another reserve forest was called as Balipara Reserve Forest.
It's who introduced us, who actually gave us the opportunity to do this kind of work. So thanks to IUC and thanks to Wild Roads India, Vishwajit sir, and thanks to our last time also in cohort 3, he was here, and like all other teachers, ma'am was there in last cohort. Okay, some students also participated, I think, in the last cohort 3. So I am very glad that you are here today. But what I am thinking, what we are doing in our villages, in our rural community, for our rural community, so that you will have to see and how the people in different areas in India are working, are studying, and what they are doing, because you are in a different level, different kind of places, and they are from a different kind of places in a different level. So the knowledge, you will have to share your knowledge with them, and they will have to share their knowledge with you guys.
Rising movements where students don't wait for adults to fix the future. I demand action, influence policy, debates, and even go to court, like related to court. I'm Kashvi Arora from Bal Bharati Public School, Rohini, New Delhi. So I am here, this is my second time at the YCCFP, now this time as the student coordinator. So as far this has been a really great experience for me. Like, I remember saying this last time too and I still stand by it. So this program has really helped me transform my personality and help me get out of my comfort zone. And I've had a lot of ideas and this program has really helped me implement them. So I thought that like this time it's going to be like a few same, but now it's really different from the previous cohort, and this it has got its unique elements. Like, we're in Assam and seeing everybody interact like my fellows, and it's good to guide them and take responsibility. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
My name is Hemraj Das and I'm from grade 12 representing Marias Public School. And well, this is my first time participating as a student coordinator for the YCCFP 5th cohort, and on a personal note, my experiences here would be extraordinary, given in the sense it is the first time I as a youth, I'm feeling that my voices are being actually heard, in the sense that in conventional moments as such, the voices of youth or even the opinions of youth are not taken as that seriously or even considered nominal as such. But this event in YCCFP, the 5th cohort, I feel like my voice actually matters here, and whatever I say has an impact on other people. Well, thank you so much.
My name is Skanda Tiwari. I was a previous member of YCCFP Cohort 2 and currently I'm a student coordinator in YCCFP Cohort 5. I came here with the hopes of inspiring and motivating my fellow students in YCCFP Cohort 5 the same way that my mentors had inspired me when I was in Cohort 2. I have so far learned a lot from my fellows, and I've also gotten to hold a session, and I have not only taught them but I've also learned more about the topic as well.
Hello everyone, my name is Thanglinlal Dongel. I am from Marias Public School, Guwahati. This is the second time I am participating in the YCCFP Youth Climate and Conservation Fellowship Program. This time I have participated as a student fellow, and I have got to share many ideas and thoughts of mine that had been popping up since the very day I got aware about the climate issues in the whole world, in the whole globe. And I feel like the YCCFP cohort is one of the best platforms in which one student can be heard and one student's voice can be recognized. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Inakshi Bodhakar. I'm from class 10 Marias Public School. Previously, I joined cohort 2 of the YCCFP program as a student fellow, and this time I've returned. I'm joining cohort 5 as a student coordinator this time. As a coordinator, my goal is to inspire others and also learn what I can from them. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Hello all, I am Aditi V. Vasishta. I'm a participant of the Youth Climate and Conservation Fellowship Program Cohort 3, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to come back to the YCCFP program, not just as a fellow but as a student coordinator in Cohort 5. Before coming to Cohort 5, I aimed to talk to my peers, lead them, and also learn something very important. And so far, I've been able to do all of that. I've been learning continuously from the moment I came here. I learned about the biodiversity here, the scenic experiences, and the local culture with the Assam Investment Advisory Society. And it's been a great experience so far, and I want to continue learning, and let's see how it goes.
Hey everybody, myself Arjun Jain, and I am a student coordinator in Cohort 5. Cohort 5 is the latest cohort of IUCN and Wild Roots India. So cohort is actually a really good program. I'd call it even eccentric a bit, because you learn a new thing every day. Like today we learned about terrariums. And did you know excessive fertilizers are actually harmful to the oceans more than the plants?